If you've noticed emotions surfacing today that feel off or extra energized or even a bit destabilizing, and you're wondering why you feel the way you do, I want to offer some clarity. Today is February 3rd, and we have just come through a highly activating passage between February 1st and February 3rd. And what's happening now is actually right on time. What we're experiencing is exactly how the system integrates and reorganizes after this kind of recalibration. But what I want to say clearly before I explain what we're moving through is this. There is absolutely nothing wrong if things are coming to the surface now. It's actually a good thing. It means your system is doing exactly what it's designed to do, and you can trust that. So here's a closer look at what has just unfolded. On February 1st, the Leo moon was illuminating truth, highlighting emotional discrepancies, and making it even harder to avoid what wasn't fully aligned or integrated. Then on February 2nd, the 2-2 gateway acted like a relational and reflective calibration point. It didn't just calibrate how we relate to others, though. It was calibrating how we relate to ourselves as well. And once that pairing logic was applied internally, anything based on conditional worth, performance, comparison, preferred timelines, or approval, all of that stuff became visible and can feel really uncomfortable and even destabilizing as it does. Because we're seeing things clearly and noticing what no longer fits in the coherent field that we're stepping into. But there's one more layer today that is worth mentioning that I want to share. February 3rd, 2026 is actually carrying a distinct 1-2-3 progression code. Here's how it breaks down. We're in a universal 1 year because 2026, if you add the numbers together, reduces to 1. And then we're in a 2-month, being that it's February, the second month, and now a 3-day, being February 3rd. And when you put those together and look at the time from the macro to the micro, this creates a natural sequencing. From the 1 being initiation, then the 2 being calibration, and then 3 being expression. That's why it doesn't feel like a time to push forward. It's our systems moving in order. First comes coherence, and that has to be established first, then relationships, and then the nervous system coming into alignment. All of this was being checked, and only now, as the energy is beginning to recirculate again gently, are we starting to get more experimental through expression, not through action yet. And what's important here is that this progression reinforces everything else that we're seeing, whether it's astrologically or energetically and neurologically. Movement is returning, but it's sequenced, so it cannot be forced. It's the kind of forward motion that happens when the system feels rooted enough to start to speak, to explore, and start to test the waters. That's why today some people are feeling clear and more focused and excited about what's next, while for others, emotions may be surfacing. They're noticing self-judgment, insecurity, sadness, frustration, or just a general sense of feeling unsettled. And for many people, it's actually a mix of both. And that's where I found myself this morning. I was feeling both calm and excited for what's to come, with this sticky layer of self-judgment and an unsettled energy in my belly. So it paid dividends for me to spend a few minutes processing that before I jumped into my day. But what I want you to hear is this. None of these experiences are better or worse. They're all valid and they're all real. But here's the catch. When movement returns, whatever wasn't cleared before gets carried forward. So if emotions are surfacing now, they're not solely coming from the present. They're emerging from your past. This is especially true for thoughts like, I should be further along, or questioning your timing, or questioning your life or your progress. These are all very common threshold patterns, and they tend to surface right after initiations and before the new phase stabilizes. When heavy emotions surface, it's helpful to remember that they're not here to punish you. They're information, and it's important information because they show us exactly where coherence is ready to be strengthened next. They show us which programs are still active and ready to be cleared from the system now. That's why there is no need to judge yourself. Whatever you're experiencing is a perfectly timed invitation to use this information intelligently. Think of it like a buoy floating on the ocean during a storm. The waves might get intense, but a clean buoy, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but a clean buoy naturally finds its way back to the surface, or maybe it never even gets pulled under the water at all. But a buoy with debris or fishing net tangled around it, it gets pulled under more easily, and it can get stuck there or take longer to come back up. Now, the goal isn't to make the ocean have no waves, right? The goal is to reduce the likelihood that the waves will take you under and keep you under for an extended period of time. That's why when emotions surface now, they're simply showing you what can be cleared so you can stay closer to the surface or above the surface as things move. So whatever you find yourself feeling today, if you're feeling lighter, heavier, or somewhere in between, there is no reason to judge yourself and nothing to compare yourself to. This is all just information and awareness. And awareness matters. If you can see what's happening and you're aware of it, you may not be fully in the driver's seat in that moment, but you're already in the front seat. And from there, the driver's seat is just the next step on the path, or one quick squidge over to the left or the right, depending on where your steering wheel is in your car. But I'll leave you with this. Nothing that I've shared today means that you are behind in any way. And it doesn't mean that you're moving through your life the wrong way. What it does mean, and what I do want you to hear, is that you can trust what's surfacing now because it's truly serving a deeper purpose. If this helped you put some words to something you may be experiencing, or you'd like to stay connected as things continue to shift, feel free to like this video. It will help train your algorithm, and you are welcome to subscribe to my channel. I'm Katya, and I will see you in the next one.